tell them how you feel. From the cold steel rail, a smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you betrayed? Your heroes from ghosts, hot ashes from trees, hot air from the cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange the walk on board in the wall, the lead role in the cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here.
All right, welcome to another episode of This Week in Pro Wrestling with your host Mike Monty and Jimmy Farrow. Jimmy, kind of changing the format for our usual this week because I think we both deemed it important to show our respects to one of the all-time greats, the Iron Sheik, before we start our conversation. And by the way, Eric Sims will be with us in about 5 minutes. Eric was widely known as a local agent who famously brought Iron Sheik to the Howard Stern show.
Got his teeth loosened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Eric
Ow.
will treat the fans to some Iron Sheik stories.
Awesome.
So we can
Sure.
maybe have a laugh and, you know, as a family, say our goodbyes to one of the great villains and faces
Yeah, well,
in pro wrestling.
he was more dastardly than anything, but yeah.
The Iron Sheik, known as the World Wrestling, the Iron Sheik has died, one of the modern wrestling legendary heels. Iron Sheik spent 50 years in pro wrestling, cultivating a reputation of one of the medium's greatest, most dedicated athletes and trash talkers. Playing on the politics of the day to enhance his villain gimmick, he was celebrated for his talent in the ring, his considerable physical strength, and his electric, combative energy during interviews and promotions. Thoughts on the Iron Sheik, sir?
Wow, where does it really all begin? I remember first seeing the Iron Sheik back in, I would say, 79 or so, maybe 1980, swinging them clubs. And there was really nobody more of just a pure natural villain. This guy just generated the heat. He was always in great shape. It's weird, though. The guy was super muscular, but there was always that belly threatening to, just come out a little bit.
Couple of things. Rick B says Dan was the reason he got on Howard Stern because of his interviews with him. We'll ask Eric that. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is Eric is the one that's known for bringing him on to Howard Stern.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Sure.
But go ahead.
No, he's just a tremendous talent. Earlier today, a couple of people I know that I work with, young guys, 20s, 30s. He's clearly before their time, but they knew who he was. They came to me. They were like, Iron Sheik, huh? And I'm like, how do you even know this guy? They're like, what, are you kidding me? Everybody knows the Iron Sheik. That says it all.
I remember, we spent all those years rooting against the great Bob Backlund. It's funny how things change, right?
Then there's that night.
Right? And
right. Please tell it.
Jimmy introduced me to wrestling, and at the time, Iron Sheik wasn't in the WWF anymore. He was Hossein Arab in the WWF, and I saw him in magazines that Jimmy had in his room.
Mm-hmm.
So no big deal. Fast forward all these years, we watched all these great villains get put down by Bob Backlund.
All of them.
All of them. And then
think about some of the names too.
Go ahead.
Not to, I mean, my God, he defeated Sergeant Slaughter. He defeated the Magnificent Morocco. He defeated Greg Valentine. He defeated Playboy Buddy Rose. He defeated Killer Khan. I could go on and on and on.
by the way, right,
Blackjack Mulligan, Ray Stevens. You just go on and on.
Right before December 26th,
Right.
he had just defeated the Masked Superstar, I believe.
Right. He was Big John Studd.
Yeah.
You name him, Bob Backlund knocked him down.
So we're watching wrestling, and Iron Sheik, who I'm looking at as Hossein Arab,
Right.
uses his things or
Clubs.
the clubs.
Yeah, swinging them around.
And then Backlund tries to show his strength, and he gets attacked by Iron Sheik, gets hurt.
course.
So we're like,
Sure.
okay, this is to make you believe that
Right.
he could actually have a chance against Backlund.
Right.
Literally,
This
I
has
could
got to be another King Kong Mosca situation. This is a win for Backlund.
easy.
No problem.
One of the only times I don't watch the Madison Square Garden card, and I go to my girlfriend's house, okay, on December 27th. Okay, it's right after the holiday.
Yeah.
Right? And in the
boy.
time, if everybody remembers, if you live in New York, anyway, in the Daily News, they used to have like a little clipping of the results of the wrestling matches.
By the Masked Grappler.
And I'm like, whatever. And I go, let me go look and see what happened. Like, I didn't know what happened. And I see the Iron Sheik has defeated the great Bob Backlund.
Yep.
And my jaw dropped.
How did I not call you right away?
I have no idea.
Where were we at that? Had I discovered weed?
You might have discovered weed.
I think we have our answer. It's funny though. I remember watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, what we were saying. This is a walk in the park for Backlund. And then he gets him in the camel clutch, and I see Arnold Skolin, and I'm thinking to myself,
Did you watch it live?
Of course I did.
Oh, so you saw this?
Oh, I did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I'm watching this, and I see Arnold Skolin, and I'm like, what's he doing with that towel? Is he going to throw the... Are you serious? He threw the towel in? I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was right up there with any insurmountable upset you can think of. I was like, are you kidding me? That was shocking. I think the Garden was shocked. That was almost 6 years of Bob Backlund, rolling through everybody. The wrestling prodigy. Boy, Backlund reeked of a wrestler's wrestler. And that all of it, the Iron Sheik? Really? With all the guys he turned away all those years. That was the last person I
they had thought about giving it to Morocco. They had thought about giving it to the Masked Superstar.
Valentine even had it in New York for like a week or something.
But
Oy.
Iron Sheik was the right guy, and
was.
I think it was Luce who said it. And Luce, forgive me if
was
it
the right
wasn't
guy.
you.
Yeah.
But Iron Sheik is definitely responsible for kicking off Hulkamania.
He is.
There wasn't a better opponent, and I remember that night.
Yeah.
With January 23rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hogan winning that belt. And the thing that's interesting after that, though, Jimmy, is this. We were talking about this. The one thing that kind of gets swept under the rug is it's funny, right? The Iron Sheik was so incredible, but he later on, with, like you mentioned, being on Dan's interviews or on Howard Stern, he kind of
became a parody of himself.
He
did.
But the one thing I think a lot of people forget is how hot the Iron Sheik was, that he took a villain, like the returning Sergeant Slaughter.
Right.
And just them crossing paths instantly
USA.
made Sergeant Slaughter into a hero.
USA.
Quick question, Madison Square Garden boot camp match, Madison Square Garden alley fight, Patterson Slaughter, Sheik Slaughter. Which one was better?
Oh, nothing touches the alley fight. Nothing will ever touch the alley fight. I think even Tightwad Meltzer gave that match of the year. Think about that for a second, too. Artsy Fartsy Meltzer, I do believe, gave that match of the year. What a bloodbath
I got to
was.
tell you, to me, I thought the boot camp match outdid the alley match.
In what way? Was it just more competitive? Because I know you love Slaughter, and Slaughter took like a 20-minute straight beating from Patterson. It was unbelievable. In those jeans.
Right.
And that stupid tight T-shirt that said, I love them, and those boots.
Right, exactly.
Which he took off and started
Which was a great match. It was a great match.
Fantastic. I love
But that boot camp match, and we forget about this too.
All right.
The Sheik had those curly boots.
Yes.
And he used to kick them. He did 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then he would hit you with it.
Right.
I mean, how great was that?
It's funny, too. We point out that he became that was amazing. by the way. But we point out that he became a parody of himself. Let me tell you, and I believe this, with the explosion of the internet over the years, as Sheik was becoming a parody of himself, best business movie ever made. He kept the eyes on him, and as the internet grew, he got new eyes on him. So I think that Sheik was very, very smart at playing the public. He knew exactly.
Talk about
what to
being
do.
smart. Rick B brings up, would have been interesting to see things how they turned out if he took the 100K to break Hogan's leg. And I got to tell you, you just said it. Sheik was smart. Sheik knew what the look. Think about it. If he took his $100,000, he would have went back to the AWA. And again, guys, if we think that Vince wouldn't have defeated AWA eventually anyway without Hogan, well, it wouldn't even be without Hogan. Well, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened, but in the end, Vince would have came up on top, and Sheik would have.
He would have been done.
He would have been done.
He would have been done because everything else would have folded, and he would have had nowhere to go.
I mean, if everybody looked at the documentary, I think his first quarter with his dolls or whatever, it was like $250,000.
Can I start a little shit?
Go ahead.
This never gets said either. Why is it always automatically that Hulk Hogan is a wuss? Like, let's say he did try to break Hulk Hogan's leg. How do you want to? Okay, break my leg, brother. Are you really gonna
I think because everybody knows that Hogan Sheik was a real grappler.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so what? Hogan got his leg broken by Hiro Matsuda. That didn't toughen him up.
Well, I'm going to agree with you there.
What, are you just going to walk in and just break his leg? No problem.
Right.
The guy's 300 pounds, 6'8" or whatever he was.
There could have been a fight.
You're right. I find it funny that automatically Hogan gets snapped in half because he's Vince's cartoon toy. Get the fuck out of here.
No, you're right.
He's a big dude. He always was.
You're right.
And he's a lot tougher than he gets credit for because in Japan, and I know it's been said 1,000 times, go watch what he did in Japan. The guy could go. I mean, when he needed to go, he went. He wrestled per his gimmick, not to turn this into a Hogan
Hard
thing.
to disagree
It just
with.
annoys me.
Hard to disagree
By the way,
with
Hogan was the first one to break that camel clutch and when he fought Iron Sheik. Remember, he got Hogan in the camel clutch.
Absolutely.
That didn't last, did it, brother?
Wow, look at you getting crazy over that.
I can't help it.
And let's not forget him and Nikolai winning the tag team titles.
Oh, God, did they... I hate that.
Before Eric comes on, I do want to tell a story, and I'm going to take credit for this. So, again, I might have told it before.
Okay.
But when I was in the military, I was in Fort Polk, Louisiana.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Louisiana.
So,
Shaped like
one
a foot.
weekend, we were driving, and we're going past like something. I think it was called the Monroe Civic Center. I could be wrong.
I think I know this one. Okay.
And it says today,
Right.
WCW.
Right.
So I go, hey, guys, let's just go. We'll get some tickets up top, and we'll go.
Up top. Would you
top.
get a 350 days audience?
Well, no, like you figure it's a day of.
Right.
You're not, it's probably packed.
Yeah, I would think so.
We walk up there.
1988?
88, no, 89.
89.
88,
okay.
89.
Yeah, wrestling's doing fine.
Don't hold me the exact year.
Yeah, wrestling's doing fine either way.
In my mind, it's doing fine.
Yeah.
It's not.
Until you walked in.
So we walk in, and I go, hey, we'd like some tickets. They're like, what row? And I'm like, the best you got. Front row.
Sitting next to Gordon Solie?
And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, front row.
Wow.
We go in. There's no one.
Are you kidding?
There's nobody there. Like
this is a house show.
This is a house show.
Wow.
And the house show is loaded.
There's no one in
Sullivan,
the house.
Michael Hayes against Lex Luger for the U.S. title.
Wow.
Sting against Rotundo.
That's great.
Right?
Those are good matches.
But so here's where I'll take credit.
Flair
so here's a bunch
Flair
of
on this one?
Flair was not on this one.
Okay, we might have...
So we're sitting on we're in the front row, and we're fucking loud. We're drunk. We're loud. The wrestlers are loving us. The second match is the Sheik, and I forget who he's wrestling.
Okay.
And it's WCW. But I got the guys with me chanting, Hogan, Hogan. He gets on the microphone, and he goes, Hogan, poo, I'm the real WWF champion.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, he's gimmicking us for the house show that us five are at. The only ones in the arena. Got it. Every week, and you guys can look it up on TV, that's what he said from that point on forward.
Interesting.
And I was like, holy shit.
Look what you guys started.
Look what we started.
That's awesome.
But
it's good that you five guys were there.
That's right. I got to tell you, good time. Good time.